Good people, we back at it for another episode of the Whistleblower LJ Mentor Podcast. As always, I'm the host with the most LJ, back in here for another week. Oh man, so before I get into my word of the week, just address really quick that anybody that knows me right knows that I've been a diehard Green Bay Packers fan since I was a kid. Uh, I don't have no connection to any part of Wisconsin. Never even been to Wisconsin. Uh, I want to go to Lambeau someday. I've been to Green Bay Packer games. Been there in Pittsburgh, at Heinz Field, been to Detroit a couple times and watched Green Bay play. But anyway, but I'm also one that won't hesitate to call the players on they bullshit when I hear it. Um, um, some things about Brett Favre he said I didn't like at all. Like was very disgusted with. You get tired to have your own opinion, right, about different things. Some things he said about George Floyd, that the whole George Floyd situation was absolutely ridiculous, and he should be ashamed of himself. Then I remember he was from Mississippi, so it makes sense. Now Aaron Rodgers, who loved to watch play, big fan of Aaron Rodgers, and he plays for my team, Packers. Now, briefly spoke about this last week. Only touched on it a little bit, but let's expand on it a little bit, right? So my word of the week is critique. And Aaron Rodgers this week is dealing with a lot of criticism, right? This whole thing about him not being vaccinated, right? So none of the criticism is on the field play because he's been balling this year on the field. So everything has to do with off the field, which is bad, right? Like teams hate distractions, and once Aaron Rodgers comes back, I honestly don't believe this is gonna be a distraction. I don't. He comes back, they will keep winning games, and if Green Bay wins the Super Bowl, I honestly don't believe anybody's gonna remember this. To be perfectly honest, I don't. I don't think anybody gonna, especially if Green Bay wins the Super Bowl this year, Aaron Rodgers the MVP. People's gonna be celebrating like, oh, Aaron Rodgers he's a great, he's one of the GOAT. Is he in that GOAT conversations? Blah blah blah, so on so on. No, in a few months, nobody's probably even gonna remember this. But there's a big but. That doesn't excuse the fact. Some of the things he said were absolutely ridiculous. And he should be ashamed of himself for some of the things he said this past week. Now, as far as him not getting the vaccine, I don't care. I really don't. Like, listen, you do you. You do what's best for you. You think is best for you. Because, I mean, I've taken a vaccine. I've had my reservations about it, but I got my reasons why I took the vaccine. Now, I'm not here to campaign that people should get the vaccine or shouldn't get the vaccine. I'm not about to do that. Alright? I'm not a medical expert. Yes, I have done my own research, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm some damn medical expert because I did my own research, okay? Everybody should do their own research on different things, but yeah, I'm not about to sit here and pretend like, oh, I'm a know-it-all or some shit like that, because that's not true. If you want to get the vaccine, you don't want to get the vaccine, fine. Do what you got to do. That's your choice. I think anybody should have a choice. It's unfortunate that some places, like people working, they got a job, they're gonna lose their jobs if they don't get vaccinated. Some places and some cities, some states have had that mandate, and yeah, that's gonna be a case, unfortunately. With some people, but I'm on a mindset. Do what's best for you, your family, whatever. I'm not leaning one way or the other, and it's a shame that you can't even have sometimes an adult conversation with people. Sometimes without making things political. It's really fucking annoying that it's like that. You say one thing about somebody, oh you a extreme leftist, or you a big liberal, or you lean one way, you're conservative. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. Like I really do. I hate that things are so political. It's really annoying. Rather than saying something that's right or wrong, we always gotta throw. I've stated, if anybody knows me, I've stated before, I'm not Democrat or Republican. I think both parties are full of shit. Now, there's certain things that I agree with from the Democratic side. There's some things I agree with from the Republican side. To be perfectly honest. But I lean towards more something progressive and forward thinking. That's what I lean more towards. But I prefer to be independent because I believe under a party you can't be an independent thinker. I strongly believe that. But anyway, let me not. I'm getting too far off topic. My bad. I'm getting too far off topic. The point is, what I'm trying to make about this whole Aaron Rodgers situation, right, is what he said and did was wrong. One way, I don't care which way you say it about it. He lied. Back in, see, I didn't, like when I spoke about this briefly last week, I didn't listen to the press conference back in August when he was asked by a reporter, have you been vaccinated? He said, I'm immunized. I didn't hear that back then. I've only heard it like this week when it came out, when they brought it back up publicly after it came out, he had COVID. And then he wants to, he deceived people, like made it seem like that was a slick little way he did that, like how he said, yeah, I'm immunized, and the fact that you said they asked you the question directly, are you vaccinated, and how do you feel about the vaccine? And his first word out of his mouth was yes. That's the first word out of his mouth, so yes, he did lie. The first word out of his mouth was yes. Then he went on to say, yeah, I'm immunized, which is actually untrue. Because if you were immunized against the COVID-19 vaccine, you would have gotten the vaccine. That's what it means. Now, I understand he had some treatments with his doctor to raise his antibody levels. That's all wasn't fine. Now, like I said, like one way or the other, if you don't want to get the vaccine, that's perfectly fine. And I've even told people, like, I don't think I spoke about this on my podcast about the Kyrie situation. I think they was like all these sports people they was going hard on Kyrie. I thought that was wrong. I still don't agree how they went to Kyrie. That was wrong because this man made a choice. Like, at least Kyrie was honest about it, upfront honest. Like, listen, man, I don't want to give up this money, this chance to win a championship, or that's not exactly what he said, but something along the lines of that. But yeah, he was upfront about it. Say like, hey man, I don't trust this, and yes, I mean yeah, he has some crazy theories of like he's a flat earther, but that has absolutely nothing to do with him not wanting to take the vaccine. You could say, I really didn't like how they was trying to say, oh, he's trying to be the champion of these people who are losing jobs for not taking a vaccine and whatever. Like I just hated the type of light that they was painting Kyrie, and that was wrong. I really didn't like that shit at all. Like that was totally wrong how all of these sports media did Kyrie Irving. That was wrong. I didn't like that shit. Painting him in this sort of like negative light. He was yes, he's sacrificing his chance to win a championship with the Brooklyn Nets because with Kyrie, they probably would be prohibitive favorites to win the NBA championship this year. But without them, they're still a good team. But yeah, I just didn't like that, how they did Kyrie. That was wrong. But Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, this fool flat out lied. Okay? This dude flat out lied. And said, like I said, the first word out of his mouth, and they asked him, are you vaccinated? He said, yes. After he said I'm immunized, he's gonna have the nerve to say like there's guys on the team that aren't vaccinated. I don't judge those guys. Like this dude got a lot of damn nerve. I'm like, what? You should be talking about your damn self. Talking about like, yeah, I don't judge those guys. Like, huh? What? What are you talking about? You should be talking about yourself. You're talking about yourself, fool. Like, what are you talking about? but but yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, this is the kicker. Like when he went on the Pat McAfee show to explain himself, and he believes his own BS, which is crazy. Like this is when he tried to explain like his own. He spoke with Joe Rogan and some other his friends about doing his own research about the vaccine, him being allergic to an ingredient in one of the vaccines, so he can't get that one. Just a bunch of, and then he took a shot at Kyrie too, which was messed up. During that interview, he said, "I'm not a anti-vax conspiracy theorist, a flat earther." That was a direct shot at Kyrie Irving. He didn't have to do that. Kyrie was minding his damn business. He ain't have to take a shot at Kyrie like that. He ain't have to do that. I got a friend that's a flat earther too. But yeah, that's a whole other story. But yeah, this is crazy. The kicker to me is when he tried to quote to Martin Luther King Jr. to for his own BS, right? And he actually said the quote wrong. His version was, "You have a moral obligation to to object to unjust rules that make no sense." That's not a quote. First of all, you out of your damn mind for quoting Martin Luther King Jr. to try to cover up your bullshit. I really can't believe he did that. I was in shock. First of all, I laughed because I thought it was funny that he actually did that. I'm like, this dude is really believe his own BS. Then he gonna have the nerve to quote the late great Martin Luther King Jr. to cover up his BS. I'm like, are you serious? First of all, the quote was wrong. That's not a Martin Luther King quote. That's your quote. Okay? That's not Martin Luther King's quote. Alright? The actual quote, okay, from Martin Luther King is one has not only a legal but a moral responsibility to obey just laws. Conversely, one has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. And that quote came from a jail cell. Yeah, Martin Luther King was fighting real problems out in these streets, okay, in the 60s, dealing with segregation, right in the smack dab middle of the Jim Crow era. He got arrested for fighting for equality and for black people and people who are in minorities, okay? Like people was literally dying on the streets because of what Martin Luther King Jr. was fighting for at the time, okay? Martin Luther King himself was assassinated, okay? He was assassinated fighting for what was right, for laws that prevented many minorities, especially black people. Even to this day, most of us are treated less as second-class citizens. Okay? Just because you see all these entertainers making money, that don't mean shit ain't still going on. Okay? Like that's what I'm like. This dude got a lot of nerve saying what he said. I'm like, really? Like, I really can't believe he said that shit, and he should be ashamed of himself. But like I said, a few months from now, Green Bay, he come back, Green Bay start winning again. Nobody's gonna remember this. But that don't mean he should escape criticism for the bullshit he just said. Now, I'm still a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's gonna come back. I think he's gonna ball up. But that still don't mean he get to escape the criticism, okay? And he tried to cover up his BS. Um, and that's just totally wrong. And he gonna have the nerve to say, "Oh, the woke mob is after all." Before you put the final nail in my coffin, I'm like, dude, in the cancel culture, like nobody's trying to cancel you, bro. There's not one person out here said let's cancel Aaron Rodgers. Nobody said that. Even now, nobody said that. You just aren't trying to hold your ass accountable, and that clearly shows me that you got a bunch of yes people. You want a bunch of yes people around you that say like everything you say is cool. Or maybe in a locker room, because I'm sure in the NFL locker room, some people are not afraid to call you out. But for the most part, I'm sure you got a bunch of yes people. I don't want yes people around me, okay? I'm humble enough and responsible enough to, I look at myself as a leader, okay? But I want people around me to let me check me when I'm doing some bullshit. Like, be real with me. I want people that's real with me. I don't want no yes people around me saying everything's alright. If I'm fucking up, let me know. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is like that, but it seems like, yeah, he want yes people around him to agree to everything you say. Oh, yeah, that's right, Aaron. Don't let up, Aaron. Do what you gotta do, Aaron. But, yeah, it clearly showed he want a bunch of people to kiss his ass. And he not used to people calling him on his bullshit. And he said people turn their back on him because they speaking like, no, bruh. People not turning their back on you. They just want you to own up to your bullshit. That's it. All you have to do is just say, hey, man, even after you said that, and first of all, I'm not even going to get into when he first came out in August and said, I'm immunized, okay? He should have just been honest and said, no, I'm not vaccinated, but I went through a treatment with my doctor. That's it. And then this whole shit, and they're even, if you got COVID, then you quarantine, then we move on, alright? But the fact that you lied about it and tried to manipulate people and thinking you were vaccinated, to a small degree, right? This reminded me of some Charlie Sheen shit. Remember when he got in trouble for he was sleeping with all these different women, knowingly that he had an STD, and still sleeping with the women and didn't say nothing to him. Now, Aaron Rodgers obviously didn't do nothing nowhere near as extreme as that. Let me make that perfectly clear before we go ahead. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is the same as Charlie Sheen. My point is, it reminded me of that whole situation. How he basically tried to manipulate and didn't say nothing, like, and then it came out that that was totally wrong. That's my whole point. Aaron Rodgers made it seem like everything was cool. Like, yeah, I got this done, and it's okay to have reservations about the vaccine. It's alright. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. That's cool. But don't manipulate. The problem is, what some idiots out there don't get is, it's not the fact that he don't want to take the vaccine. It's the fact that he lied about it and tried to manipulate people into thinking everything was cool. That's the problem. Okay? But look, Aaron Rodgers is still a great quarterback. Like Stephen A. Smith said, on that football field, he's a bad man. He is. He definitely is. But off the football field, especially after games when they lose, he's known for being condescending. Excuse me. He's known for being condescending, blame deflecting, and pointing his finger somewhere else. Never taking ownership. I've never once, after a Green Bay loss, heard Aaron Rodgers say, "This is on me. I gotta do better. I'm the leader of this team. It starts with me." I've never once heard him say that. I've heard Russell Wilson say that. I've heard the greatest of all time quarterback Tom Brady say that. But yeah, that's not in Aaron Rodgers' repertoire to apologize. And also Aaron Rodgers, he went back on Pat McAfee show and tried to clean it up, right? And say like, if you felt some type of way about about what I said, and I didn't mean it, or he didn't actually apologize. Aaron Rodgers is slick like that, but it's cool. Like I said, if that's his way of apologizing, that's cool. and it came out he's only going to get fined $14,000. The Packers are, as a team, are going to get fined $300,000, which is chump change to the organization and him. Now, some people will call him for a suspension, but it's already reported last week that he wasn't going to be suspended. As a Packer fan, that would hurt a lot if he was suspended. I seen how Jordan Love looked against the Chiefs. I watched that game, and it was pretty awful. So, yeah, it's... But honestly, not being take for the outside looking in, if I'm being realistic, if he would have been suspended, honestly, I couldn't blame the NFL. I honestly didn't think Tom Brady deserved to be suspended for Deflategate. But that's a whole nother story. But Aaron Rodgers, he's still a great quarterback. He's still going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And nobody's trying to cancel him. I'm not trying to cancel him. But what he said was wrong. It was on so many levels, especially young Colt Martin Luther King Jr. He was out of his damn mind doing that. That much shocked me. Like, the only thing I could do was laugh when I first heard it. I'm like, this fool is out of his damn mind. But yeah, he gonna come back. And I believe he's gonna ball out. And I still believe Green Bay's gonna win the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, last thing I'm gonna say about this is I heard some people trying to bring up Colin Kaepernick again. Saying like, oh, where was he when, like, you want to quote MLK now, but where were you when Kaepernick was going through his situation, and he's still not in the league. Be perfectly clear on that. Aaron Rodgers was actually, I think he was the first quarterback to, especially not even that, as a white player, as a white NFL player, he was one of the first people to actually be on Colin Kaepernick's side. It said it would be absolutely ignorant to believe this is not about the protests, because he said that he should be on the roster and he should be playing in the NFL. When Joe Montana, all these other great players criticized Colin Kaepernick, Aaron Rodgers came to his defense actually. Now, if he really could have took a stand and took a knee, that would have really sent shockwaves through the NFL if Aaron Rodgers did, but he sent messages out there. He told America to wake up, and he actually took some criticism from that from some people, some folks in Packer Nation and folks around the NFL. But let's be clear on that. People might have forgot, but Aaron Rodgers was actually on Kaepernick's side, so I just wanted to point that out because I heard some people talking about Kaepernick this week that, oh, where was he when? Because people forgot he was actually on Kaepernick's side, so let's not get it twisted with that. But what he said this past week was absolutely wrong. He lied, manipulated. I guess he halfway apologized, whatever. It is what it is. It's November 2021. In December, in January, nobody's going to remember this. Nobody's going to be talking about it. But had to address it, and let's just move on. He rightly faced criticism this week. I think it was wrong how he did Kyrie, but Aaron Rodgers deserved criticism because of how he lied and tried to manipulate it in his little spin with Martin Luther King. That was ridiculous. Kyrie was upfront and honest. That's why I didn't believe he deserved the criticism. But yeah. So yeah, that is going to be it for me today. That's something that I really wanted to address today. Even though I love watching Aaron Rodgers play, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's going to continue to be great. Nobody tried to cancel you, man. I wish you hadn't said that. Nobody wants to cancel Aaron Rodgers. People, especially football fans, love watching, except for maybe Bears fans and Packer fans. I'm sorry, except for maybe Bears fans and Cowboy fans, and maybe Viking fans as well. They hate watching Aaron Rodgers, but generally people I think like watching Aaron Rodgers play. Nobody trying to cancel you, bro. It sounds like you ready to just let this go, move on and play football. That's cool. I'm good with that. So yeah, we just gonna move on, and you're gonna continue to be great. And that's that. So that is going to be it for me. And honestly, as far as we critique criticism, we all can face criticism. Um, honestly, it's hard with some, especially being a public figure like he is. Some people, you don't want to hear people talking bad about you or being speaking, I guess, negatively, or sometimes not even negatively, just calling you out when something is not right, and just want you to correct it, whatever it is, whatever field you in, something you might be doing that's not right, whatever it is. Um, everybody can face. I don't care who they are. Everybody should be open to criticism. Some people might listen to this and critique me, whether they think this podcast is whack, they think it's good, whatever. We all open to criticism. So, and sometimes we really need that. Put us in check this so we can do better. Honestly, sometimes I might not want to hear it, depending on what it is. I've been in situations where I've been annoyed with some criticism, but when I look back on it, I realize, I needed that. But it is what it is. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it to heart, not take it to heart and be obsessed and be angry about it, but take it to heart and learn from the situation and be better. That's it. So it is what it is. Some stuff you do got to take with a grain of salt because some stuff make no sense. Some stuff is right and you need to correct it. So, but yeah. So yeah, that is going to be it for me. And as always, stay positive, stay safe, stay sucker free. I'm out.